Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 7 of PSYCH143, the psychology of leadership. Now, this is our last full week of the course. Week 7.5 is just a very short half week. And as this week is a bit lighter in the workload, you may want to start working on your final week deliverables later this week, as you only have until Tuesday at midnight to submit all of your deliverables. Now, there will only be 2 articles to read and compare, but you will have an assignment due. This week, we're going to focus on the dark side of leadership. This is the challenges or pitfalls that follow leadership. These aren't the only ones, but I think these are really important. So the first challenge or pitfall we might see is the problem with excess loyalty. The second is the dark side of what charisma can do. We've talked about power and influence, and it can be used for good. And as I've said before, it can be used for evil. And the third we're going to touch on is issues with leadership gaps in those leading teams due to the lack of experience, or if it's sports, bench depth, and excess loyalty. Not all leaders are bad. They're great. Some are exceptional. And you've shown that in your work where you have observed excellent leaders. But these articles are going to point out the negative and the flawness of leadership and leaders. I want this to open our eyes to things that get overlooked and can lead to damaging consequences. Now, I don't want you to think in generalities. Think about specific examples in your life, as we are seeing so many different forms of leadership in our world. Where can these challenges show up with you as a leader? Where do we see these challenges in our leaders today? What happens when charisma is used for evil? Persuasiveness is used as coercion. Where leaders become failure. Think about your own observations. Have you ever been excessively loyal? Sometimes when I talk about the leader that I did earlier in the term, where I would say I would take a bullet for him, is that excessive loyalty? Can you take loyalty too far? Have you ever been distracted, or have you ever fallen under the spell of a charismatic leader? We see them in our work environment. We see them in our community, religious environments. We see them in our political environments. Some say that the rioters of January 6th fell under the spell of a charismatic leader. And when you've been a leader, have you ever stepped on any of these bombshells yourself? Where consciously or subconsciously you've created a darker side to your leadership skills? Now, you may not be in agreement with all of these points, but I want you to open yourself up and consider them fully. You're welcome to disagree with the perceptions of your classmates and the readings That's okay. But I want you to think about when leadership can be abused. And have you ever seen it in yourself or in others? Have a good week. I'll see you in the classroom. Bye.